Hey, how's it going there, officer?
How you doing?
What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Bush, 4680.
Thank you so much for being professional. What's your name and badge number, sir?
Officer Hines, 04918.
Thank you so much for being professional.
I asked the young man if he needed anything when I realized that he was reporting my customers, and I'm like, I don't appreciate that. If it's anything to help you with, go ahead and let me know what you need. And he just continued recording. And the young lady that was sitting over here in line in queue, she was getting uncomfortable, you know, when your customers.
Totally
So that's not
understandable.
okay. It's not appropriate. So please can you leave the property?
Okay.
Since you are not conducting any postal business. So he refused to do so.
Okay,
I
well,
felt the need for you guys to come on by.
sounds like you need to leave the property or we're going to take you to jail.
Well, come over here. Over here.
Until you guys what you
Okay. Watch this. Over here. This is.
Are you willing to press charges?
Listen.
If it
do.
is
Have
illegal.
to? Yes, sir.
Check this out.
Excellent.
We,
All right.
you know, we can't have
Can we get a
anything on
supervisor?
the
Can we
We
get
can
a,
talk outside.
no, right here. Listen, no. This is poster 7. This is the rules and
But she
regulations.
said you're not conducting any postal business.
Listen to me, sir.
Okay, let's talk outside.
But this is the rule.
Come on. There you go.
Listen to this.
This episode begins with a powerful reminder about knowing your rights when dealing with public officials and law enforcement. What starts as a routine recording session inside a public building quickly escalates when an officer, seemingly eager to assert authority, refuses to acknowledge the law. The narrator sets the stage, urging viewers to watch closely as events unfold. A civilian filming in what he believes to be a public space is confronted and told to leave. Despite claiming he is engaged in lawful activity, tension builds as police are called, and the threat of arrest is introduced.
Look at this. That's the rules and regulations saying I can't record, sir. You didn't. You skipped.
But you're not-
I was
you're
just
not
trying to show.
conducting
I did. I asked him for a passport. I left and gave the lady her own personal space.
that's not what
you
you
just
told us.
grabbed my arm. I
Yes,
got
ma'am.
everything on camera.
Uh-huh.
Can we
Yes,
get a
so do I.
supervisor? Can we get a supervisor out here, please?
Well,
Please.
you need to leave.
This is public property.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
lobby.
No, it is not. This
Listen,
is a
listen,
private
This is actually
business.
a private
Li-
entity.
li-
I
li-
know it says United States Postal Service,
Listen,
but it's actually a private
listen,
entity.
You were told to leave. You did not leave.
Listen real quick, sir.
Are you refusing to leave now?
I'll under threat of arrest, I'll leave. But listen,
Okay, good.
But
Go.
listen, there's a poster 7 in there that says I have the. Just go look, sir. Can you please go look?
But here's the one thing I do know. I understand if this was a government building. I understand if this was a police station. I understand all that on a government building. Yes.
And one more thing, sir. You know, right now I'm doing a protected activity,
No, but-
First Amendment,
but-
freedom of the press. This is freedom of the
You've been
press.
told to leave. You refuse to leave.
That was our first time ever saying to leave, sir. I got everything
But
on
the Uni-
camera.
Right, but the United States Postal Service actually is a private entity. It's not. I understand it says government, United States Postal Service, but it's actually a private entity.
Okay.
So it's not like.
And can we get a supervisor, please? I'm gonna go stand on the sidewalk,
We've
but.
got a supervisor in the room.
And I'm gonna go stand on the sidewalk because you did tell me to leave. But when I go stand on the sidewalk, can you please? That's the rules and regulations of postal property. There's a section for photos and photography. Can you please read that? It says I can take it in the foyer, lobbies, entrances.
Okay.
It's right there. I'm gonna go stand there. We're gonna wait on your supervisor,
Okay.
and they're gonna let you guys know. Wow, man, you put your hands on me. That's an assault, man. If I haven't committed a crime, you can't walk me out. You can't put your hands on nobody. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. How you doing, sir? You sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Gerner, how may I help you?
Hey, can I get your name and badge number of post just for the record?
My name? I just told you. My name
I
is
couldn't hear with the
I'm
wind.
Sergeant Gerner. My badge.
As officers arrive, the situation intensifies. The cameraman calmly requests badge numbers and attempts to reference posted regulations, specifically Poster 7, displayed within the building. He insists that photography is permitted in lobbies and public foyers. However, instead of reviewing the rules, one officer physically grabs him and escorts him out. The cameraman protests, stating that he has committed no crime and that recording in public is protected under the First Amendment. Despite his repeated attempts to explain, officers maintain that refusal to leave could result in arrest.
Number 4944, serial number.
Yes, sir. I came in here today just to kind of get some public information. I know I have every right to record in here. It actually have a poster 7 in there with the rules and regulations on poster property, saying that photos and photography may be taken in the lobbies, foyers, and corridors.
Okay.
Clear as day. Right when I walked in, the lady she triggered the issue. She said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm just recording." She's like, "Well, you can't record here." You can't record my customers. She said, this lady do not want to be recorded. The lady didn't even say nothing yet. But I even left the building just to give the lady her privacy, which I really don't even have. I didn't have to do that.
Okay.
Anything I see in public, I can record. That was just a little lobby. I wasn't going to be in there that long. Look how little it is. There's nothing in there.
Okay.
But I did ask them for a passport. They let me know I have to go to another building. I couldn't even get public information to ask them. I'm just documenting as I'm handling my business. These gentlemen, I forget his name, but he actually grabbed me and pulled me out the office. Not even letting me show him the rules and regulations on postal property. This is a First Amendment protected activity. You cannot turn that into a crime. You and the postal people took an oath to uphold the Constitution. And you pulled me out the building, sir, when I'm telling you I have the right to do so.
You weren't leaving when you were told.
I don't have to leave. They can't make me leave just because I got a black shirt on. I have to commit a crime for you to make me leave this property.
They ask you to leave.
They can't just ask me to leave. No, it's not. That's not a trespass work, sir. If I'm at the police department, you can't just say, hey, leave. I have to commit some type of crime.
Or if you're causing the disturbance,
I didn't
making
cause
people feel uncomfortable.
I didn't.
That's another
Come on,
other
Sarge.
situation.
Come on, Sarge, now. I'm not making nobody.
A supervising sergeant finally enters the discussion, bringing a more measured tone to the encounter. The cameraman explains that he was only inside briefly to gather public information and was not interfering with anyone's business. Yet he argues that discomfort alone does not constitute a crime, and that constitutional rights cannot be overridden by subjective feelings. The sergeant listens carefully, acknowledging that recording is generally allowed in public areas. However, he raises concerns about potential disorderly conduct if customers feel disturbed.
Comfortable about recording. You can't turn protected activity into a crime.
You're absolutely right. You can record anybody you want.
And I didn't
You're
say
not
nothing.
Interfering with anybody's
I'm not
work or anything like that.
They came out to me.
Okay. All right.
It's a little lobby, sorry. Once you walk in there, you see it's little. It's nothing too much you can do or say. I just had a couple questions. I was in there 20 seconds and the lady ran out to me. 20 seconds.
You got that on your phone?
I got that. See, the lady was outside. She was outside getting something out somebody's car. So when I walked in, she came in right behind me and was like, hey, what are you doing? You can't record. So, and what's your name again? Your name and badge number?
Officer Bush, 4682.
Bush put his hands on me and pulled me out the office.
Yes, it did. Because you refused
They
to
wanted
leave
you
when I
to
told
leave, but I'm going to go talk. I haven't talked to the manager, so I'm going to go.
Okay. And you gotta let him know, just because they want me to leave minus a crime, that you can't do that.
Trespassing is a crime.
Trespassing is a crime, but I wasn't trespassing. You gotta commit a crime first. You gotta commit a crime first, sir. 25 years, and you ain't got that. Was you able to see poster 7?
Say again?
Was you able to see the rules and regulations on the wall?
Did you also see the rules about disorderly conduct and if you're impeding customers doing
I didn't
business?
say nothing to nobody, sir. Right when I walked in, the lady she came outside. So right when I came in, she came right behind me. I didn't even know who she was. She just started talking to me. She could have been a customer. I don't know. Once I noticed that the lady was really just uncomfortable, I went outside so she can handle her business. And then just came back. And I only hung around because they said they was calling you guys.
Right now you're on sidewalk anyway. You're on public property. And here's the deal. In that foyer is public property. You're correct about that. But the issue is when you're making customers uncomfortable, that's a prohibited act, which is on that rules and regulations. If you're impeding any business, any customers doing business, that's a prohibited act. That's on that rules and regulations.
This is a First Amendment protected activity. You cannot turn a First Amendment protected activity.
The debate shifts to the definition of trespassing and disorderly conduct. The cameraman firmly states that he cannot be trespassed unless he commits an actual crime. He challenges the interpretation that simply making someone uncomfortable amounts to unlawful behavior. The sergeant references regulations regarding impeding business operations, loud disturbances, or obstructing entrances. The cameraman counters that he did none of these actions and maintains that protected activity cannot be transformed into criminal conduct simply due to public discomfort.
Into a crime. That's public property. I'm not saying nothing. I can record. Your feelings don't overrule my constitutional right. So if you're uncomfortable with me recording you and we're in public, you go to Disneyland with your Disneyland with your kids and you about to take a picture. You gonna make everybody behind you sign a waiver? They uncomfortable being on your...
Let me read the actual word.
Come on, Sergeant. Come on, get them. This is public. This is public. This is public
You're right, it
property.
is a public building, but if you're making people uncomfortable, I'll read this to you so you can get it all on your disorderly conduct.
I'm not
Conduct
impeding
that
it.
creates loud or unusual noise, or which impedes entrance or departure to post offices, or otherwise obstructs the usual use of
I didn't do none of
entrances, foyers, corridors,
I didn't do none of that.
elevators, stairways,
None of that.
parking lots, or which otherwise tend to impede or disturb the public.
I didn't do none of that.
You just said in your own words that you
I
made
didn't-
that gal uncomfortable.
I didn't do none of that.
Which is their right to do, in order to ensure that the post office operates as well as it can. Now you're out here, you can record all you want. We can't keep you from going back in there now once we leave. But again, if you continue to do the
The sergeant ultimately clarifies that while recording inside the lobby is technically allowed, creating disruption could justify further action. He warns that if complaints continue, postal inspectors may be involved. The cameraman, now standing on the public sidewalk, presses the issue of fairness and equal access. Officers request his identification, but he questions whether he is legally obligated to provide it. As tensions ease, the sergeant concedes they cannot prevent him from re-entering once they leave, highlighting the complexity of enforcing such situations.
acts that make people uncomfortable, make the workers and make the public in general uncomfortable when they go in there to conduct their business, I'm
a
sure we're going to be
prohibited
called
activity.
back out here. And then we'll call the postal inspector and have them come and take care of this.
Okay.
Okay?
And again, one more thing, you guys.
You already have this info?
No, we've not.
You just want to give it?
Maybe
Do you want to provide us your information?
Am I obligated? Okay. So can I go back in
It's
there?
only fair since you got all our information.
You're public. You're a public servant. I'm private.
Back and settle.
He said I can go back in there. He said he finna leave.
We can't stop at this point. I mean,
That's right.
Damn, look at this dude.
That's like I said.
Wow, man, this. Oh, man, he wanted to make an arrest so bad.
The incident concludes with reflection and commentary on public trust and accountability. The narrator emphasizes the importance of understanding constitutional protections and standing firm when rights are challenged. While no arrest occurs, the encounter demonstrates how quickly lawful activity can be misinterpreted. Viewers are encouraged to educate themselves, remain calm during confrontations, and promote awareness about civil liberties. The broader message is clear. Knowing your rights empowers citizens and fosters transparency in public institutions.